Here's a quick, system-neutral, Thanksgiving-themed side quest or one-shot you can run for your players. My name is Dave, and these are my barbaric visions. Imagine your traveling heroes stumble upon an isolated yet seemingly idyllic farming community as it prepares for an autumn harvest festival. The people are friendly, maybe too friendly, and there are a lot of children in this village. I mean, a lot. Bunches of them will follow your player characters around. If there's a party member who is older than the others, have the children focus on them. By the way these little ones interact with the rest of their community, they don't seem to exactly belong to anyone. Further observations reveal that everyone in the village is quite young. By their looks, they're all under 30. But despite their youth, the oldest of them, regardless of gender, wears makeup to appear younger. If asked, the townsfolk will say that some years back, a disease wiped out their elders. Maybe add in some flavor text about the strength and vitality of youth that comes off just a little bit eerie and cultish. The town was originally founded by a religious sect seeking freedom from persecution. But since the passing of the older generation, most have fallen out of practice save for a few of their traditions, like the Harvest Festival. Except note that there are no churches or worship sites in the village. There is one building, however, which is locked. The players are explicitly directed away if they approach. Now, depending on how comfortable you and your playgroup are with adult content, reveal that the town practices a kind of free love, where marriages and monogamy are strictly forbidden, and the children are seen as belonging to the community. As for the festival preparations, there are lots and lots of vegetables, especially corn, but a distinct lack of meat. They're also setting up a large circular bonfire, which I'm sure is perfectly normal and not ominous in any way. Engage your players with various tasks where they're helping the village get ready for the festival, perhaps having them participate in the games and activities. When the time seems right, have someone inform the players that a group went out hunting turkey that morning and hasn't returned. It's requested that the players form or join a party to go investigate, but they'll find no turkeys or lost hunters. Instead, they come across the ruins of another village with a large brick chapel at its center. Inside, it's full of human skeletons. A player with a high medical skill might discover that the bones are all from people of middle age or older. The players are then ambushed by townsfolk wielding scythes and pitchforks and wearing creepy animal masks. What happens from there? I leave to GM discretion. My concept is that at this annual harvest festival, this cult sacrifices and maybe cannibalizes anyone over the age of 30 in their village. These might even be willing sacrifices who see this as a great honor. In any case, that's who's locked up in that one building in the village. If the players are captured, they could become sacrifices themselves. If you like to toss in the supernatural, you could have ghosts in the ruins of the old village, either as vengeful wraiths or spirits trying to warn off the adventurers. If big monsters are more your style, try adding a giant worm lurking under the cornfield. Or maybe some dire turkeys, to keep things festive. Now, I did say at the top that this is system neutral, and I meant that, but I think this would be fantastic for a Star Trek RPG, like Star Trek Adventures by Modiphius. In writing this, I was personally in the mindset of a classic original series style episode where the crew goes to a planetary settlement only to discover there's something unusual going on with the inhabitants. My other influences include movies like Children of the Corn, The Wicker Man, the 1973 British film, not the Nicolas Cage movie, and the sci-fi classic Logan's Run. I was also inspired by a book I read about a cult in Oneida, New York, called An Assassin in Utopia, the true story of a 19th century sex cult and a president's murder, written by Suzanne Wells. Someone needs to make that into a movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Thanks for listening. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you interpret secret messages from the stains left on the bottom of the gravy boat, or if an RPG you ever ran turned into a real turkey.